Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good to see you all again. Today, we are going to cover a few things. You really only need your crochet needle. I am using a US size H, 5mm. Okay. And you need a skein of yarn. Now that yarn could be on a skein. I happen to be using a cone this time. It's that 100% cotton yarn, and I figured you'd be able to see the blue really well on this table surface. So this is what we're doing today. Okay, this is what we'll be using today. These are our supplies that we'll be needing. Okay. So today we're going to cover basic stitches. Very, very easy. I'm going to do it for beginners so that you guys can, I'll go really slowly so that you guys can keep up. I am also encourage you to get something like this. This one I've had for like ever. I bought this, is probably one of the first books I bought as an adult, years and years and years ago. It's basically a collection of crochet stitches. Okay. It's got a ton of different stitches in here. You can't even imagine how many. I can't even remember how many exactly, but there are 200. It says so right here, 200 stitches. But in the back of this book, and this is where we'll start today, with the translation of the pattern, because you'll be able to, once you learn these basic stitches, you'll be able to make any one of these stitches that's in this book, any other book. You'll be able to read patterns. It kind of opens up it broadens your horizon as far as things that you can make. Okay. Once you get those basic stitches down, it's super important that you have those and that you have the consistency, that the stitches are all pretty much the same size. Okay. So if in the back of this book, which is, I have it marked, there is a page that has all your abbreviations on here. Okay. And you'll see this. Let me make it a little bit bigger so that you guys can see it a little better. Okay. Close in, I should say, make it a little closer. So this is, when you look at a pattern, it looks like gibberish. I mean, it's just a bunch of abbreviations. And let me just turn the page here and see if we can't find one real quickly. So when you look at this pattern, you see that it just says SC in second, CH from the hook, and then each CH across. Okay, basically that single crochet in the second chain from the hook and in each chain across. Okay, so once you learn all of these abbreviations, and these are most of them, okay, right side, wrong side, you'll learn that too. Spaces, stitches, front post double crochet, there's a front post treble crochet, or triple crochet. When you see this, you'll be able to, instead of it looking like Greek to you, you'll understand. Double crochet is DC. Okay. Double triple crochet, which nobody ever says double triple crochet. We just call it a triple crochet. Okay. But and we usually skip the D. But some books, like this one, probably has it written like this, but so you know how to translate. Gauge is the tension, okay, how big your stitches are or small. Half double crochet is HDC. Single crochet is SC. Slip stitch is usually SLST, okay? They don't have it there, but that's usually how it is. Triple crochet is treble crochet. Oh, you know what? A double triple crochet, I'm sorry. That's different from a treble crochet. It's actually longer than a treble crochet. So you will need, you do need to know that double, triple crochet. I didn't even see that one. But anyway, long story short, this is the English version if you live here in the US. Okay. UK has their own terms. I'm not going to teach those because I'm not English. So, I am going to make sure that you know how to do that. So this is, and yarn over is usually YO. Okay. YO means yarn over. And that makes things really, really easy to read if you know how to read the pattern. Just understand that they are abbreviations, okay? That's all they are. It's just abbreviations. And so when you look at that pattern and it looks like, you know, you buy this cute pattern for a hat or whatever, and it looks like you're reading Greek, or it looks just all, you know, jumbled up or whatever. It's not. It's, you know, this is double crochet 2 together. That means, and I'll show you what all those things mean, but for now, that's a decrease. These are decreases, okay? Let's see. Yeah, these 4 stitches right here are decreases, okay? So with that said, the other reason why you would want to get another book that's similar to this, or even if it's just a beginner's book, that would work too, is because it gives you all kinds of things. You can understand international symbols, which is, I hate the symbols, honestly, because they confuse the heck out of me. I'd rather have words. Give me words, you know, because it looks like this, and it just, if I have to read it, I will. If the pattern is cute enough, then I'll do that. But most of the time, I prefer the words. So we're going to skip right over the top of that. And then, but in the back of this book, beyond that is crochet techniques. And here are your basic stitches. So the reason why I tell you that you probably should invest in one of these books, because you'll keep this forever. It's like a crochet Bible almost. You know, it shows you firsthand with pictures, really good pictures on what you're supposed to do based on, you know, what it's telling you to do. This is how you chain. It's telling you which direction the yarn should be going in. It tells you what it should look like. If you're coming over here and you're looking at slip stitching and single crochet, and I believe it's half double on this one. Okay, but I'm going to show you all that live, but I'm just saying, you know, a book like this is handy to have because it just goes on and on with all the different stitches, and it gives you all the pictures, and you can figure it out. Once you know the basics, you can pretty much figure out anything that you want to do based on the basics, because it all starts with the basics. I mean, even a treble crochet starts with a chain. You know, everything starts from, you know, the basics. So once you get that down, you'll be perfect. Okay, so enough of that. We're gonna give you some live thing, and here's the front of the book again, just in case you're looking for it. I don't even know if this book is still available. I assume it is, but it's by Melissa Leapmans, and they are not sponsoring me or anything like that. It just happens to be one of the books that I have, and so I just wanted to share that because I have probably 2 or 3 of these stitch collections, because there's a gazillion, you know, I said hundreds, but there's probably thousands of different stitches out there. Who knows? I mean, you know, honestly, how many there actually are, because people come up with stuff every day. I mean, I've accidentally done some things that's probably already been done, but who knows? So, I suggest that you get something like this because you can refer back to it. You can always watch the videos. If you're a visual learner like me, because I'm a visual learner. If you're a visual learner like me, I like videos. Videos work best for me. I like these too, though, because this is how I started. This is how I started learning. This is how, you know, I basically taught myself the more complicated stitches by basically building on the basic ones. Okay, so we're moving on now. Move that out of the way. And you want your yarn. This looks ginormous now because this is so close. Let me back this off. Okay, so you want your yarn. You just want, it's gonna pull from the side here. So I'm just gonna push that off camera because I don't need it on camera. And we're gonna start with our slip stitch. Last week we did a slip stitch, and so if you're confused about how to make a slip stitch, go back and watch last week's video, and it'll be very easy for you to do. Okay, so I'm going to just do it this time. I'm not going to do it too slow, but I'm going to do it slow enough so that you can see. There's different ways to do the slip stitch. I prefer to have my tail out to the side here, and I have it on the right side because I'm right-handed, and I turn it around and I make sure that the tail is behind my yarn here, my feed yarn. Okay, the yarn is still attached to the base of the skein. Okay, and I hold it with my thumb and my third finger, my ring finger, and I hold this part as if I'm getting ready to start crocheting, because I am. And then I take my hook and I put it in there inside the loop. I yarn over and I pull a loop through. Okay, and then I just put my finger on top of that loop and I drop that part and I pull the tail. Okay, the tail that's not attached to the yarn. Okay. All right. And there's my slip stitch. Okay. Probably should have used a different color. These are all color coded, the crochet needles. So anyway, but you guys can still see what I'm doing. So now I'm going to chain 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm actually going to chain one more because I want 10 stitches. Okay. All right. So this is your basic chain. This is how you start any and every project. You start with some sort of chain, even if it's just a chain 2 or a chain 1 or whatever, it always starts with a chain. Okay. So I personally like to work in the spine because I like the way it looks. And the spine are that little loop right there on the back. You can see if you turn it around to the front, it looks like little V's. Okay. If you turn around to the back, you can see the little humps there. Okay. So the first stitch that we're going to do is called a single crochet. Okay. And we're going to do it all the way across the 10. So we're going to skip that first one, the first chain from the hook. Okay. So you don't count this. This is not a chain. This is your chain right here. So we're going to skip that spine. Okay. And we're going to go into the next one. And then you're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, and now you have 2 chains on your hook. 2 loops rather, excuse me, 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through, and you have made your first single crochet. Okay. Same thing. You're going to insert your hook into the next spine or your next loop, whichever you choose. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull it through both loops. Okay. You're going to do it again. Put your chain or insert your hook into your chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. Okay. Then you're going to do it again, and we're going to do this all the way across. So I'm just going to keep doing it. Insert your hook in that one spine, pull up a loop, yarn over. And so you're starting to see what it's looking like there. Okay. So let me pull off a little extra yarn here. Okay. So I'm going to go into the next spine. Gain control of my yarn again. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through both loops. Okay. Then you're going to do it again. And then you're going to do it again. Insert your hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop through that hook, through that loop you inserted into. Yarn over again, pull through both loops. Okay. Insert your hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. Insert your hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through both loops. Okay. This is the last one. You can see that one. Oops. Here it is. So we're going to go into the last one. Last loop there. Back there. Last spine. Yarn over. Pull up a loop in that last spine there. You have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over. Pull through. Okay. This is now what your single crochet looks like. Okay. You can see each single crochet. If you look at the top, You can count them. We should have 10. So if you loosen that up a little bit so that you don't pull it out, put your hook down, you should have 10. So we can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So moving on to the next one. The next stitch we're going to make, when we're done, you're going to have a swatch that represents each stitch that you learned today. Okay. And that way you can refer back to it anytime you want to. Okay. So this is what a single crochet row looks like. Okay. Now we are going to chain 2, 1 and 2. Okay. Because we're going to do what's called a half double crochet. And in this instance, this chain 2 is not going to count as your first single crochet. So in fact, let's just do, or I mean, not single crochet, half double. So let's do just 1 chain instead of 2. So I'm going to pull 1 out. Okay. Because it's not going to count as a stitch. Okay. So when you make that chain, you're going to turn your work. This is what they mean by chain 1 and turn, or chain 2 and turn, or chain 3 and turn, or whatever. This is what they mean. Okay. So remember those holes I showed you in the last video? The holes we're going through underneath both of these stitches right here. Okay. This V, we're going underneath that V. Okay. But before we do that, a half double crochet starts with a yarn over. You want to put a loop on your hook first. Okay. So you're going to yarn over first. Insert your needle through both of those loops there underneath in that hole that you saw. See that? So that it's underneath both loops. Okay. Then you yarn over again, pull up a loop. Okay. So now you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay. That's a half double crochet. So we'll do it again. Yarn over, insert your hook in your next pair of stitches there, your next stitch. Okay. Your next pair of loops there. Pull up a loop. So you have 3 stitches on your hook, 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and then you end up with all 3 loops and then 1 loop on your hook. Okay. So I'm going to do it again. Grab some extra yarn here. My cone is not being very forthcoming with the yarn. Okay. So again, yarn over. Insert your hook in that loop, in the next loop, pull up a loop, okay? Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Yarn over, insert your hook in the next hole with the 2 loops again. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops again, okay? Yarn over. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through all 3 loops. Okay. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull through, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. So you're starting to see what it looks like there. Okay. It looks like this. This is your, what's called the post. This is the post of your stitch. Every stitch has a post except for the slip stitch. Slip stitch doesn't really have a post. Okay. And we'll do that one last and I'll show you why, because it's just like nothing to it. Okay. So now you're going to yarn over again. We're going to finish this row out. I think we have 4 more stitches to go. Pull it through, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull it through, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull it through. Okay, all 3. We have 1 stitch left right here on the end. Now make sure that you're not going into this fluffy looking part right here, because this is your chain 1. So you don't want to go into that stitch. You want to go into that stitch. Okay, this one right here. So yarn over, Put your hook in that last stitch, ignoring this puffy because that's your chain. Okay, you're ignoring that. It's not your stitch. Pull over. Pull up a loop and then pull through. Okay, so now we have half double crochets. So now you have a row of single crochets, and this is the back. Okay, and then now you have a row of half double crochets. Now here's the interesting thing. This is where the right side and the wrong side comes in. Okay, so you remember you started on this side because here's where your tail is and you were going that direction. So this would be considered your right side because there's the front of your single crochets. You can see the little V's. They're tiny. Okay, this would be considered the wrong side. If you look at it, you can see the back of your single crochets has a stitch going across it like it was sewn, right? Like it was sewn by a sewing machine. That's the back of your stitch. You don't have that on the front. See that? Okay, so that's how you know wrong side from right side. So sometimes patterns will tell you, with right side facing or with wrong side facing. This is the wrong side. This is where you started on the bottom row, and this is your wrong side. You can see where the stitch is there, the back of the stitch. Okay, so now, we're going to do what's called a double crochet. Okay, we just did our single crochet, we did our half double crochet, and now we're going to do a double crochet. So we're going to chain 2 because it's not going to count as a stitch. If it was going to count as a stitch, you chain 3 and then you skip the first one, but you don't. We're not doing that because we're not counting this as a stitch. We just need this side to be as high as our stitch because a double crochet is a high stitch. Okay, chain 2, turn your work. We're going the other way. Okay, if you're left-handed, you're going to be obviously going this way. You're going to be going with your left hand, but you're going to be doing the same thing, just going with your left hand. Okay, all right, so we have chain 2. Same thing, the same way the half double crochet started is the same way we're going to do our double crochet. So we're going to start with a yarn over. Okay, we're going to yarn over first and put that extra loop on there. We're going to go in our first space there, pull up a loop. Okay, and here's where the double crochet is different from the half double. Okay, so if you're going to double crochet, you're going to yarn over. You're going to pull it through just the first 2 loops. Okay, and you end up with 2 loops on the hook, just like that. And then you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull it through your last 2 loops. Okay, and there's your first double crochet made. Okay, so let's do that again. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next, not the same space, but the next space, next stitch space basically. Yarn over again, pull up a loop, just like we did the half double crochet, exactly like we did the half double crochet. Okay, but this time we're going to yarn over, pull through 2 loops, then pull through 2 loops again. Okay, there's a second double crochet. Okay, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, do it again. Yarn over, insert your hook into your stitch, your next stitch, yarn over again, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, yarn over, insert hook into next stitch, yarn over again, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, yarn over again, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over again, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, don't forget your yarn over, just like the half double crochet. Okay, insert your hook into your stitch, yarn over again, pull up a loop. You're pulling through 2 loops at a time. So pull through the first 2 and then you end up with 2 loops. And then you pull through the last 2. Okay? Get some more yarn here. Okay? So we have 3 stitches left. See that? 1, 2, 3, because you ignore this last part because that's your turning chain. So you ignore that. Okay? So we have 3 stitches left. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over again, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Last one, remember we're not going here, okay? We're not going there. We're going right here in that space. Okay, but before you do that, you got to yarn over, go into your last space, and sometimes you got to fiddle with it. Go into your last space there. There we go. Pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Okay? Now, your double crochets look like that. So you have single crochets on the bottom, half double crochets right here, but this is the back of the half double crochet so you can see the row. Okay? Because when you turn it over, you don't see that because this is the front of your half double crochet. Just so you can see what it looks like. This is the front of your half double crochet. This is the back of your single crochet because you can see it looks like stitches from a sewing machine. Okay? This is the back of your double crochet. You'll see that when we go over into the next one because this stitch right here will stand out. Okay? This is what a double crochet looks like. So now you have single crochet, double crochet, or half double, and double crochet. Okay? That's what your swatch should look like when you get to this point. Okay? Next stitch we're going to do is called the treble crochet. Now this one is a little bit more complicated than some of your other stitches. So, but it still builds on the basics. So don't let it intimidate you. And this is why I wanted you to have a swatch of the different stitches. Okay. So now we are going to do what's called the treble crochet. Okay. Treble crochet. We're going to chain 3 because it's a tall, see how this is a tall stitch? And so that's why we did the chain 2 on the end. So it wouldn't make this one go down. You do a chain 2 and then it's just as tall as your double crochet. So now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to turn our work. Okay. So now you have your chain 3 here because the treble crochet is really tall. Okay. So now this time, just like the double crochet, you're going to yarn over with the double crochet and a half double crochet. You're going to yarn over, but in this case, because it's a treble crochet, you're going to yarn over twice. Okay. So you see you have 3 loops on your hook. You yarn over 2 times. You're going to insert your hook into your first stitch. Okay, because we're not skipping a stitch. Going into that very first stitch. Because you still should have 10 stitches. Okay, so we're going into this very first stitch right here. Yarn over, pull up a loop. So now we have 4 loops on our hook. After we've gone into our stitch and yarned over and pulled up a loop. This is our pulled up loop right here. Okay, this is our 2 beginning yarn overs. This was the stitch that we had already on the needle. Okay, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 more loops. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through those 2 loops. Okay, there is your very first treble crochet. You see how long that is? It's super long. These come in handy when you're trying to do like cabling and stuff like that. Okay, which, you know, like a cabled sweater. If you think of a cabled sweater, you can think of that. Okay, so again, let's do it again. So yarn over twice, 1 and 2. Okay, so you have 3 loops on your hook to start. You're going to insert your hook into your next stitch, pull up a loop. So now you have 4 stitches or 4 loops on your hook. Okay, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. You see a theme here? You're basically pulling through 2 loops at a time. Now there are some stitches that tell you to pull through 1 and then, you know, then pull through others and all that kind of thing, but that's not what we're doing right here. This is a treble crochet. These are the basic stitches, and this is how you do a treble crochet. Okay, and this is what it should look like. Okay, so we're going to keep going. Yarn over twice. Insert your hook into your next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Okay. Yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. So it's 1, 2, 3. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Okay, see how long that is? You can stick your finger in there. It's so wide. So when you're trying to do longer stitches, or you're trying to do a certain pattern, you know, this is what a treble crochet looks like. Okay, so we're going to finish this row out. Okay, yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops, yarn over twice, insert your hook, pull up a loop. Okay, yarn over once, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, yarn over twice, insert your hook, pull up a loop, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We get to our last 2 stitches, yarn over twice, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over twice, insert your hook, oops, make sure it's in the right spot, which it is, ignoring this one right here because that's not a stitch. This is your chain. Okay, yarn over, pulling up a loop. Okay, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through the next set, and then pull through the last set. Okay, so this is what treble crochets look like, and you just pull it out a little bit, it becomes a little bit more square. Okay, these are what your treble crochets look like. So remember, we did single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, and treble crochet. Okay, so we only have 2 more basic stitches that I'm going to show you, and that's the double treble, okay, which is longer than this one, and then I'm going to show you the slip stitch. Okay, all right, so for the double treble, for this one, the treble crochet, we started out with chain 3. For the double treble, you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're going to turn your work. Okay, turning our work. So you want to make sure you have plenty of yarn, because these are what we call yarn eaters. These stitches, the doubles and the double, the treble, and the treble crochet, or the double trebles, are yarn eaters. Puff stitches are yarn eaters, that kind of thing. And I'll show you how to do all of that stuff after we get these beginnings. So I will have other tutorials on other stitches, and we'll make swatches of those stitches, and then you'll be able to have reference points when you're making a pattern or something like that. And you have to keep in mind too that different people do it differently, you know, that kind of thing. So, and you too can create it however you want, because it's your project. So you do it however you want to do it. Okay. You can tweak other patterns that you get and stuff like that. Okay. So now for a double treble crochet, remember for the double crochet and the half double, we yarned over once. For the treble crochet, we yarned over twice before. For the double treble, you yarn over 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, and you end up with 4 loops on your hook. Okay. Then you insert your hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, and just like the other stitches, you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So basically you yarn over and pull through 2 4 times. Okay? Yarn over and pull through 2 4 times. So we'll do it again. Okay? I don't know why this thing will not focus. There we go. Okay, so yarn over 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Insert your hook into the next stitch. Yarn over. Oops, I think I'm caught there. No, there we go. Pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay? 1, 2, 3 yarn overs in the beginning. Insert your hook into your next stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2. 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 Okay? Okay, those are your treble crochet or double treble crochets. Okay, yarn over twice. Or 3 times, I'm sorry, yarn over 3 times. Insert your hook into the next loop, to your next hole there. Stitch. Yarn over. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. Okay, yarn over 3 times. You end up with 4 loops on your hook. Insert your hook into the next thing there. Yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, 4 times. Okay, yarn over 1, 2, 3, again, 4 loops on the hook. Let's see if I can adjust this. So it's more focused on my hands here. Okay. Yarn over 3 times, 4 loops on your hook. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, oops, and then pull through 2 again. And this is where it's important, where you keep control of your piece and your yarn at the same time, because as you can see, it'll do this a lot. and it'll be a little fiddly. So you want to make sure that you're keeping track of, you know, your hand here and what it's doing. Okay. Yarn over 3 times again. Okay. Insert your hook into the next stitch. Yarn over. Pull up a loop, or pull through 2. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. And whoops, see what that just did? So now it's really super long if I left it like that. I don't want to leave it like that. And then pull through, oops. Sometimes you have to grab it in the middle of the stitch and then pull through. Okay, yarn over 3 times, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. Okay, so now you have 5 loops on your hook there. See that? 5 loops. Okay, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, 2 more stitches to go. Okay, so you're going to yarn over 3 times, yarn over, not yarn over, but insert your hook, pull up a loop, 5 stitches on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 4 times, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yarn over 3 times, this is your last stitch right there. Yarn over those 3 times, insert your hook into that last stitch, make sure you have control. Okay, yarn over and pull up a loop. You now have 5 stitches on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 4 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and now you have treble crochets. See that? Okay, so let's go over it. We had at the bottom single crochets, okay, half double, double crochets, treble crochets, and now we have double treble crochets, okay, or double triple. Okay, all right, so your swatch should look something like this, or should look just like this actually. Your double trebles and your treble crochets are going to be really holy. They have a lot of holes. Double crochets have smaller holes, and half doubles and singles don't really have, they're not too bad. You can see the half double has a little tiny hole, but the single crochet, is even tinier. The hole is even tinier. So this will give you an idea of how you build things. Okay, kind of go in that direction. Okay, now the last stitch that I want to show you is the slip stitch, because that's how you finish things off. Okay, if you were working in the round and you're not just going around, you're actually working in rounds, and then you stop and finish that row. Okay, you would use the slip stitch, and the slip stitch is actually very easy. Okay, so we're not gonna chain. You're not going to chain. You're just gonna turn your work. Okay, just gonna turn your work. You're not gonna chain. All right, so because typically for your slip stitch you don't chain unless it tells you to in the pattern for whatever reason. Okay, now you're going to take your hook, you're going to insert it in your first stitch. Okay, just like that, and you have 2 loops on your hook basically. Okay, but this time when you yarn over, and you're not going to just pull up the loop, you pull it up. Okay, you have 2 loops on your hook, but then you're going to pull it right through that second loop there. Okay, and that's a slip stitch. That's how you finish things off. Okay, we're going to go do it again. So we're not going to yarn over anything, and that's what a slip stitch looks like. It's just a stitch. Okay, okay, so you're going to not yarn over, not chain, not anything. You're just going to go into the next stitch, just like that, And you have 2 loops on your hook because you have the next stitch on your hook, and you have the last stitch that you just had on your hook, the first stitch, okay? You're going to yarn over, you're going to pull through that first stitch there, okay? And then you're going to pull that through the stitch that was on your hook. And now you have the first stitch on your hook again, okay? Let's do it again. No yarn overs, just insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over. You're pulling that loop through that first stitch, but then you're also pulling that same loop through the last stitch. So you're basically pulling the loop through both stitches, okay? Insert your hook, yarn over, and then pull through both stitches, okay? Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through both stitches. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull that loop that you're pulling up through that one stitch, okay, through your stitch, pull it through your other stitch, okay? Put your needle in the stitch there, yarn over, pull it through, and then pull it through, okay? And you see these last 3 stitches here because we're ignoring that. That's your turning chain of your previous row, okay? Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through both stitches. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through both stitches. Last one. Insert your hook. You see your beginning stitch that you had on there and your last stitch on your work. Pull through that a loop, pull up a loop basically, but you're going to pull that same loop through that first stitch. Okay? And that's it. So the slip stitches, you really can't even see. It just looks like the top of your treble crochets, but they're there. You do kind of see them, you know, because it's not really, and it kind of faces forwards. You can see that. It's not on top. That's what your top looks like. Okay? When you slip stitch something, it kind of sits on the front of your work. Okay? See that? How it sits on the front of your work. And this is the back of the treble crochet because here's the loop. Remember that loop? Remember I just showed you how that's how you can tell the back? Okay? Because that's the back of your treble crochet. I mean your double treble. This is the front of your treble crochet because there's no loop there. See that? And then this is the back of your double crochet because you can see that those loops right here. This is the front of your half double crochet. Okay? And this is the back of your single crochet because there are those loops again. Okay? So this would be considered the wrong side. This would be considered the right side because this is where you started. Okay? Where your single crochet started, and your single crochets don't have loops. The front of your single crochets don't have loops. Okay? So I hope that made sense for you. You can cut your yarn here and then just pull this through and you're done. And then you weave it in just like I showed you on the other video. At least I think I showed you that on the other video. But that's the basics for the single crochets. So you have single crochet. Let's see if I get this a little closer. There we go. So you have single crochets, half double crochets, double crochets, treble crochets, double treble crochets, and slip stitches right here across the top. Okay, and that's it for the basics. So join me next week and I will actually put these basics to work for you so that, and I'll combine 2 of the stitches so that 2 or 3, we'll see how it goes, of the stitches so that you guys can, you know, make something. I advise you to make something simple like washcloths, the dishcloths that we did last week. This is the perfect yarn for that. If you want to use 100% cotton yarn, it works really well. If you happen to have nonstick pans, or I like my cast iron pans. Either way, they don't scratch the surface, but they do clean very, very well. And, you know, and besides, they're reusable. You can wash them as many times as you need to. Some of the colors do bleed on the cottons. So, I personally don't care, because you're only using them to wash the dishes. And I have some softer cotton, some more expensive cotton that I've used to make body washcloths for my body. So, and they sometimes bleed too, but the cottons do that unless it's mercerized. So sometimes they bleed, sometimes they don't. It just depends on the color and the manufacturer who made them. Like I said, you can find, last week I had a skein. This week I have this big giant cone. It has like 800. You can see how thick that is, although it was a lot thicker because I've used this cone a lot to make different things. So you can get those cones, and I get those cones at Walmart. And, you know, you can find them probably at Joann's and Michael's and places like that. But I find that Walmart is typically cheaper. I mean, you can even find them on Amazon, but they're super expensive on Amazon. I don't know why, but they are. But anyway, that's our lesson for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Practice, 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 so that next week, next Sunday, we can do this again. Check my event section on the group page, on our group page, and you'll see what I'm doing. Okay. You'll see, I'll put on there, not only will I put on there what we're doing, but I'll put on there the supplies that you'll need, so that you'll make sure that you have everything that you need, and approximately, you know, everything that you need. I did start a YouTube channel. I am putting all these videos, posting them to the YouTube channel. I also will be putting other projects on the YouTube channel that are a little bit more advanced. Not because I can do longer videos on YouTube, and you know, it's nice for you guys to be able to go back and find them. I put other posts on here in our group, and you don't have to seek out and search and destroy, you know, try to find all the videos that I do, even though I leave the live videos here. But you can just find them very easily on if you use the link on the website, in the announcements. I mean, not the website, I'm sorry, in the group, in the announcements, there's a link to the YouTube channel. It's brand spanking new, so it doesn't really search right now. You can't find it via search. You have to use the link. So and it's just easier. It takes you directly to the video page and everything, and you can just get right there, and that's all you need. Okay, so enjoy making your little swatch, practice going back and forth, post, you know, on the group page. If you guys do some stuff, post it so that I can see what you're doing, and, you know, so that I know that this is actually working for you guys. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And I'll see you next week. Talk to you soon. Bye.